Legacy defense contractors are on the move downward right now. They need to play defense because upstarts are coming for their business. LiDAR sensor maker Aeva Technologies has landed its first defense customer, privately held Forterra. So Forterra, which makes autonomous military ground vehicles, will use Aeva's LiDAR, or light detection and ranging technology, to enable its weaponry to operate in complex mission environments without endangering human soldiers. Aeva's sensors are used to measure distances and create 3D models. So let's find out more about this. Joining me now, Aeva co-founder and CEO, Soroush Salehian. He's here in a Fox Business exclusive. Soroush, congratulations on the deal. We've watched you guys grow over the past couple of years. Tell us exactly what your technology will do for Forterra and what kind of vehicles and equipment it will be embedded in.
Yeah, sure. Happy to, Liz, and thank you again for having me on your show. So Aeva is really building the eyes and the awareness for the next generation of intelligent machines. And as we have discussed in the past, this is built on the foundation of what we call 4D or four-dimensional LiDAR, which, for the viewers, LiDAR basically is like a camera that uses lasers to help machines like vehicles and robots see the world. So what we're doing with Forterra, this is an important partnership that we just landed, which is help the autonomous vehicle machines operate safely, navigate, and see their surrounding so that they can keep the soldiers and our warfighters out of the harm's way and really improve mission performance. So that's, at this point, basically for us, LiDAR is no longer just about self-driving vehicles. It's entering the intelligent machines era.
So, as you just heard here, Aeva, the company that is making LiDAR technology for autonomous vehicles, they just struck a deal with Forterra. And, this technology is going to be in their autonomous vehicles. And these vehicles are, in the defense industry. So these vehicles are going to allow our military to do complex missions without having to be, inside those vehicles or in any type of harm's way. As he's saying, the technology that they've created is going to be the eyes for these vehicles. So it's going to be able to, scan forward and see what obstacles are there. If there's, people there, enemies there, it's going to be able to see all these things. And, again, it's going to just help keep actual human military personnel out of harm's way. And then, you're starting to see a lot more of these type of pieces of equipment being used, like unmanned drones, unmanned, fighter jet planes, and they of course are going to create tanks and all type of military machinery that can be used without having to have a single soul inside of that machine or that vehicle. So I think this is like the way forward. And as they were showing in the graphic, a lot of traditional defense companies are, having to play catch up. And what they are going to end up doing is sort of the same move. They're going to end up partnering with these, new technology startups who they kind of see stuff differently and just try to mix and blend a little bit of what they can do with what they already have and try to move forward as far as like the next wave of defense equipment and machines that our military is going to be using.
As I understand it, is this your first sort of military type of partnership?
That's correct. Yes.
So explain how you envision this actually working to save these soldiers' lives, because this way they don't have to be in these pieces of machinery, some of which I believe are missile launchers.
That's right. So I think the biggest thing for us is as we have the advance of AI and ability to automate machines, it's super critical to be able to remove soldiers out of harm's way. And just like what we are doing for autonomous vehicles, we can do so by allowing the machine to basically see its surrounding very clearly in three-dimensional view, see all dynamic objects, which, by doing so by measuring speed of things. And that allows these, as you can see also on the screen, these vehicles to navigate in environments where there is no GPS. These are contested fields, right. And where the mission is very critical to, of course, the success of the warfighter. So by having that sensing, both the eyes as well as the software behind it, it allows Forterra and, of course, then their end customers,
We
which
are
includes
seeing, Suresh, we are seeing a lot of bigger companies start to strike deals with companies like yours, these startups that are more fleet of foot, creative, and get the job done faster. I know Renault has just struck a deal, drone production partnership with a local defense contractor called Turgis. And Europe is in a race to scale up more cheaper and faster when it comes to military equipment. Ukraine really showed us how quickly things can get done. But here in the United States, we've got these legacy defense companies that are huge. They're getting billions of dollars in contracts. And President Trump has shown real frustration with them lately, saying, you know what, I don't want to see you guys paying out dividends and doing stock buybacks because you're 5 to 7 years behind schedule on a lot of what the U.S. government orders. And on top of that, it's not working for us and you're over budget. So does this really open up an avenue for companies like yours to jump in and say, hey, Defense Department, look at what we can do?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, look, as you said, there's been a legacy for many years and decades now building up around large agreements that take a long time and often go overrun. I think this absolutely opens up opportunity for a company like us, as well as folks like Forterra and others, to really use new technology, but also enter the market more rapidly. I think in the past it's been challenging to do so, but I think with the current push of that administration to really level up our ability and capability in the field, really relies, I think, on new technology. And I always say that the race to automate everything now depends on great hardware, but also software. And we're doing this as an American company here so that we can really make sure that U.S. comes on top. So that's enabled really by LiDAR, and that's what we're all about. So we're hoping that this is a beginning of a number of other areas where we can contribute to automation on the battlefield.
Unlike
So, just kind of giving a long-winded statement there, but basically, they're able to get the job done faster than some of the legacy defense companies, and they have these long-term contracts, and to my knowledge, like this new knowledge to me, they're not delivering on a timely like in a timely manner as far as delivering um the items that the US purchases from them is in these agreements. So we have to take initiative to make sure we stay ahead as far as defensive equipment, and being like the first to making certain equipment and things like that, because that's just going to empower our military to keep being the great military that it is. But I just wanted to shed a little light on what's going on as far as like the whole business. And I think this might be one of my first times having a topic as far as like defense, that whole defense sector. And good news for anyone who's into stocking and investing. They more than likely can look at Aeva as a company they can research and may want to put some money behind, because they're obviously about to be one of the new players in the whole defense industry, and they're partnering with Forterra. And if you look, man, some of these videos was pretty cool. Like some of this equipment that they were look like, they had one where the self-driving vehicle was driving while one soldier was giving medical aid to another soldier. And then, some of these vehicles can deliver supplies and shoot missiles. So a lot of this stuff is pretty interesting if you ask me, especially if you're into this type of thing. But let me see if I can find that one. It was one of the first ones.
And just like
launchers,
yes, self-driving vehicles, and see their
soldiers' lives.
automated machine, a dynamic object that allowing the machine to basically see its surrounding dynamic object that allows the environment where the mission is very critical to, of course, the success of the warfighter. So by having that sensing, both the eyes as well as the software behind it, it allows Forterra and,
shooting
of course, then
missiles.
their end customers,
We
which
are
includes.
seeing, Suresh, we are seeing a lot of bigger companies start to strike deals with companies like yours, these startups that are more fleet of foot, creative, and get the job done faster. I know Renault has just struck a deal, drone production partnership with a local defense contractor called Turgis. And Europe is in a race to scale and get done huge what the US and Europe.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
it's just
Administration
pretty cool
really
stuff, in my
on
opinion.
the battlefields
Unlike it's so producing and developing for the commercial world.
and see their surroundings, self-driving vehicles. Yes,
Soldiers' lives, because this way they don't have to be in these pieces of machinery, some of which I believe are missile launchers.
that's right. So I think the biggest thing for us is as we have the advance of AI and ability to automate machines, and just like what we allowing the machine to be.
But yeah, this is exactly where everything is going as far as with the autonomous vehicles. And let me know in the comments
Enabled
what you guys
really
think
by
about
LiDAR.
this. And just let me know if y'all think it's gonna be useful or just another way of wasting money and stuff like that. Just let me know in the comments, and of course hit a like on the video to get me into the algorithm, and make sure you subscribe to my channel. This is Justin Paul. Peace.